back to the channel, fool. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you like videos like this.
It's way weirder and way more true, and there's no belief required. They're von Neumann probes. Extraterrestrials on Earth right now are semi-intelligent, AI-driven von Neumann probes with a living jelly inside these transmedium craft that are flying around like Nest Cam surveillance cameras. And they're coming from the ocean. They're not coming from space. They always have. Always been coming from the ocean. What is a von Neumann probe? A von Neumann probe is a hypothetical, self-replicating spacecraft designed to explore the galaxy by traveling to different star systems, utilizing local materials to build copies of itself, effectively allowing for exponential expansion across the cosmos. It's named after mathematician John von Neumann, who extensively studied and all but proved the concept of self-replicating machines. These are what I believe are hiding in the ocean that are UFOs. Self-replication, the primary feature of it, is to be able to build identical copies of oneself using materials found in other planets, ocean, essentially creating a colony of probes across a galaxy. A lot like ants.
That's a huge leap. AI has taken over the universe. I mean, after the red sky in Florida, I ain't surprised.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Meeting Jody for the first time ever was wonderful. She's the most gorgeous lady. I was waiting to meet her for a long time.
जब मैं मेरे से ज़्यादा टॉलेस्ट लोगों को मिलती हूँ या देखती हूँ तो मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है क्योंकि मेरी हाइट बहुत छोटी है तो मुझे देखने में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है मुझे गर्दन में हर्ट होने लगे तो पर मिल के सबसे अच्छा लगता है
Thank you. You are so beautiful.
Thank you. You too.
I love your makeup.
अभी बहुत टाइम हो गया तब मैंने गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड के शो में विजिट किया था
And life is so crazy. And Venom said, "Hot to it." After seeing this, I don't want to get caught in a storm in the middle of the ocean.
Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant. Like, to have that much of a good relationship with your son, or, you know, for the son to have that much of a good connection with their dad, I think it's fantastic. Too many people, especially 18-year-olds, I know when I was at school, would argue with their dads or wouldn't have a good relationship with them. I think to have that much of a good relationship that you can come with your dad to sleep with me, it's fantastic.
Yeah, see, this is where it's either you and me are on a completely different page, or it's just generations, because I think the father needs his head kicked in for that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I know you think that, but I think that is one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard, and he needs his fucking head checking.
The dad is just a guy himself, and if he wants to be pleasured and have fun in the bedroom, he deserves that as well. So
With his son.
yeah, so I think why not?
That's
If you've got a good connection,
Fucking nuts.
take me from both ends.
What's wrong with people? That's just insanity.
Are those fireworks? What is that? Aliens?
I believe it was years ago, so I remember back then there was no AI.
This guy literally dunked himself.
Went fully in through the hoop. This has been a YouTube sensation. The talk of the country. He's actually going to be, his name is Nick, he's going to be on Ellen on Tuesday.
And I would argue that wasn't planned.
She is highly involved and has been so for years. This is a woman who does not like children, no matter what she tells you. And guess what? It makes sense to me because her mentor didn't like children either. In fact, her mentor didn't even believe in childhood. You know who her mentor was?
Is that the John guy?
Maya Angelou.
I wanted to ask Maya her views on interracial relationships.
First, I'm Miss Angela. Yes, ma'am. I'm not Maya. I'm 62 years old. I have lived so long and tried so hard that a young woman like you, or any other, you have no license to come up to me and call me by my first name.
Who was that? I never heard that.
Dr. Maya Angelou, the author of I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings and all of that, yeah. Also a grand.
What was her relation with the ties with this doctor and John of God? Is there any connections to that?
She's got a lot of ties with a lot of doctors. You know, the thing that bothers me most when it comes to Oprah is the way she went after Michael Jackson. That was in really poor taste.
And she's spilling that tea on top of the pyramid.
A terrifying confrontation at the front doors of the Santa Monica Police Department.
I just want you to know.
What's in your jacket? I don't want. I'm kind of nervous for you handing your jacket like that.
You're nervous?
Yeah.
The officer knocks the attacker to the ground, but the man gets right back up, holding the 8-inch knife he charges at the officer.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hey, I'm hurt. I'm stabbed.
It all began a short time earlier. Surveillance video shows the man walking into a local Target store. He asks an employee to retrieve a set of butcher knives from the stock area. He knocks the worker to the ground, grabbing the set of knives before running out of the store. He walks several blocks to the police station, where he viciously attacks the officer, stabbing him multiple times in the neck and shoulders.
I always say that's the crazy world we're living in, guys.
Diddy has said this: when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house, paramedics ready, that people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips? Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time? That's from the Diddy freak off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly. I believe she knew he was doing the freak offs, but do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which banks accounts, and all this shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying the fruits of the labor, because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it.
And that fan it's extremely suspicious.
What you doing for Christmas? Christmas? I mean, I gotta get to Thanksgiving first. I'm going to give out turkeys back in the hood. I'm with you. You want me to come? You will? I appreciate it though, big dog. Hang on. But I'm gonna be in the hood giving out turkeys, trying to restore my community.
And that's the friendship a lot of people want.
In Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a family walked away from their car with groceries when a curious black bear approached them.
Oh, I hope you don't have nothing. Yes, but you all just please stand still.
You're braver than I am.
God.
Despite the terrifying situation, the woman remained calm. She allowed the bear to sniff around her, but refused to offer them food as a distraction.
Probably. You don't have food in none of them bags?
Yes.
Oh, it's probably what he's smelling. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No. Get out of here. You're not going to put my bag.
With phenomenal composure, she slowly made her way to her doorstep, and the hungry bear shadowed her every step.
Following you. Just go slow.
And he ain't gonna hate you. Did you say you want that girl?
Get the door. They there, so there's a girl right there.
Oh my God.
Oh, that lady has no chill.
What the heck is going on at the Sotheby's auction house? Just so I can understand it, because I don't get it. An artist named Maurizio Catalan went to a fruit stand on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and bought a Dole banana for 35 cents.
That's wild.
Duct taped it to the wall of the Sotheby's auction house, and then they started the bidding on this work of art. A half dozen people or more bid, and the final price was $6.2 million.
How do they explain that, Tony?
So the guy who bought it is a crypto rich guy named Justin Sun, runs a company called Tron.
Okay, crypto
In a statement, he says that the artwork, quote, represents a cultural phenomena that bridges the worlds of art, memes, and cryptocurrency.
If I didn't know better, I would think that you're punking us.
I'm not punking you. I'm not punking you. And this is a kind of a growing phenomena. The art was initially displayed in Miami at Art Basel a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And when the banana rots, what happens?
So there's instructions for replacing it. By the way, the destiny of this particular banana from the Upper East Side fruit stand for 35 cents, the buyer, Justin Sun, says, in the coming days, quote, I will personally eat the banana as part of this unique artistic experience, honoring its place in art history and popular culture. Some people have too much money.
Exactly. What the heck? The world has gone crazy, guys.
A guy confessed to me that he was thinking of raping me when I stayed at his house.
Oh, Jesus. You stayed at his house? You didn't just hitchhike, you hitch-housed?
I was in the deep south. I was in the deep south. It was like I was trying to hitchhike from LA to New York City. I was with my friend Brian. Same thing. No one's gonna pick up two fucking dudes. And John Wayne picks us up, cowboy guy. What a 10-gallon hat, you know. Damn, you boys look, hot out there. Get in the car. And he's telling us about shrimp po' boys, and he works on a offshore oil rig. You guys want to stay at my house tonight? Like, this guy looks like grandpa. Just cowboy boots, cowboy hat, just big gut. Like, he's a dude.
Right.
Yeah, I'm young. I'm 17 or 18 at this time. We get to...
Hitchhiking can be very dangerous.
I'm back on the lounger, pretending to be drunk and alone. Two men walk over. One of them approaches me.
Hey, are you good? Sorry? Are you good?
Oh, fine.
Oh, do you want to talk a little bit?
Huh?
Do you want to talk a little bit? No kiss. You are my last chance. Do you want to kiss a little bit? No.
The guy leaves. I think he's giving up. But instead, he goes to talk to another man. The first guy lets this third man know that I am drunk and then calls out to someone else. I stop the undercover because I'm genuinely scared. Despite being sober and surrounded by crew, I don't know how many of these men there are. I signal for security to get me out.
Ladies, stay safe out there. Predators are everywhere, day and night. Can you believe that? Contact lenses.
I want you to see how fast this water is going across this road. So fast it's creating its own wave that is well over 100 yards long. Check it out over here. And I want you to see something else. We are in the heart of Sonoma County, wine country. Vineyards on either side of this road, they are submerged. We're told that the vineyards and the vines are hardy enough to get through it. But the biggest concern right now for authorities is that motorists in the dark are going to try to drive through roads like this. I want to show you something else. That is not a river right here. This is not a river. You can see the stop sign. This is an intersection between roads here, and that water is moving so incredibly fast. It is so treacherous. Look how far down the street this flooding goes. The Russian River is going to flood, and authorities have been fishing cars out of water all day long. The concern is just going to get worse. And that bomb cyclone, which has dropped all of this rain, record rain here in Sonoma, just over the past 24 hours, is going to sit and spin over the Pacific Northwest and just off coast for several days, dumping more rain into the middle of next week.
My only concern is that it's flooding everywhere without any clear explanation.
The lookalike is clearly nervous, so I'm keen to see how he responds to questions.
Look, you're one of the most famous people by many metrics in the world. What on earth does that feel like?
Feels good, bro.
You look different.
I feel like a champ.
I have to say, the real Logan Paul looks very different.
Did you come all over here to ask about how I look?
Let's just get out of here. I'm not doing this.
That's not him, guys. That's obvious.
Un chihuahua, un bicho grande. Siempre está grande.
Claro, es un bicho toti.
Siempre está informe el hijo de puta, bueno. Para allá, aquí vayan. Miren, no sé cómo pueden estar en la maleta. ¿Dónde metió? Ya para hasta aquí en Reyes ahí.
Para digerir el...
Sí, claro, y ahí se puede hundir, de resto no hunde.
Oye, no vomitan.
Sí, sí, pero es muy raro.
What the hell is a shigwiro? If anybody knows, leave a comment.
Смотри. В смысле? Это что, номер с видом на море такой у них, что ли, получается?
Получается, да.
В смысле? Ну-ка, sorry? What is this? Ну-ка, покажи. Спроси у них на английском.
What is it?
Did you want to see?
Что?
See.
He just got what he paid for.
Do y'all know about the different entities of sleep paralysis?
Not the different ones, but I know that like it's.
There's the man in the hat.
The Hat Man, the shadow people.
There's one called the Hag, and it's like
Hag.
there's like an old lady.
The Hag.
The Hag, dude.
The Hag.
Dude.
I've never heard that. But my uncle, they were living in this house. He got up one morning to like get some water, and he was walking back to his room, and he heard something in the kitchen. He turned around, and there was an old lady standing in the kitchen. And he just like freaked out, and like the dog barked, and he looked down and looked back, gone.
Gone.
He didn't tell anyone that. The next night, his son was sleeping, and the dog was sleeping on the bed and started barking, and he opened his eyes, and at the foot of his bed was an old lady, and then she just walked out the door, gone.
Dude, I hate this.
What's up? Sleep is so weird.
I am afraid.
That was the scary.
I'm very scared.
We'll get Hardy to tuck you in tonight.
Can you?
No one. You know when you.
I can.
And I hope you guys appreciate this right before bed.
This is truly the most expensive jacket in the world.
How much is it?
10 million.
He said 10 million. He
10
said
million.
10 million.
10
Jacket.
$10 million jacket.
Let's take a look.
Let's go.
Now that is silly.
Is this incredible?
It's beyond incredible, Peter. This is sick.
So your pockets.
Tell us about it.
Your pockets are lined with a 5-row, this pocket. Each stone is over 1 carat, perfectly matched. There's 150 stones there. This one here, again, all perfectly matched, all GIA certified. We did a Cuban for the zipper, which is functional, works. And then we did a collar, which is 7 or 8 rows of diamonds going around the whole neck with a centerpiece.
How many carats total in this?
So there's over 460 carats of diamonds.
That's insane.
And forget about the snakeskin jacket, because that's free, right?
Yeah, we'll give you a jacket.
give you the jacket.
Give you one for every day of the week.
This is ridiculous.
The publicity, the media, the newspapers, the magazines, the TV has been just incredible all over this.
So let me ask you this question. Obviously, it's a jacket, and people come in various different sizes.
Yeah.
So if a bigger guy came in or a smaller guy, how does that work?
$10 million? You guys tell me. But where is the key?
Do you know who Robert Johnson is?
No.
It's so freaky, his story. So this was in the early 1900s. He had a terrible home life, very poor. His dad died, but he was obsessed with music. And he would go into these clubs where he would go up on stage and start playing. And the people were like, can you get this guy off the stage? He sounds so bad. He's terrible. And so he's like, I'm just gonna go. And so he was gone for a year. And then he came back and they said that he was one of the best guitar players in the world. And Robert Johnson wrote a song about me and the devil and another song called Crossroads. And the whole story is that he was walking on and he hit this crossroad and it was midnight and a man came out and he said it was the devil and was like, do you want to be the best in the world? And Robert Johnson's like, yes. So the devil took the guitar, tuned it, played a song, gave it back, and he was the best guitar player in the world.
What?
And he says, you won't have this forever. Like, you will lose something. Went back, started getting real popular, got married. His wife almost immediately died after getting married. A couple of years into being a musician, and then someone poisoned him and he died at the age of 27.
Wow.
And it's a well-known story, guys. But seriously, what did you expect in a rainforest-themed coffee shop?
You are all members of the same race, the human race, which started with black women between 300,000. Don't interrupt me, I don't have much time. Now, white folks, you don't like it, but all you are is faded blacks. Every one of you, if you trace your DNA back far enough, you're going to find that some of your DNA came from Africa. Because we all have the same ancestor back there, every single one of us. And those of you who think you don't have are obviously from outer space. Now, that means that every one of us is a 30th to 50th cousin to every other person in this room. Well, every person in this room who considers himself or herself a biracial person, stand. Don't you stand. Don't you stand. People, we have to get rid of the language of racism. I'm not a teacher. Teachers dispense facts and figures so that they can get their kids ready for the end of school testing. I've been called a trainer. You train dogs and horses and members of the military. I don't train people. I'm an educator. The word educator comes from the root duc dus, which means lead, the prefix e, which means out, the suffix ate, which means the act of, and the suffix or, which means one who does. An educator is one who is engaged in the act of leading people out of ignorance. In this country, we spend a lot of money on what we call education. It isn't education, it's indoctrination.
Is that lady speaking the truth? Nah. Shame on her. But big shout out to the woman who stood up for that kid.
For those who don't know, Victor Schauberger was to water what Nikola Tesla was to electricity. He was a recognized genius known as the water wizard. But what was his wellspring and source of genius? This is what he had to say on the subject, and I quote, "Already, from earliest childhood, it was my deepest wish to understand nature, and through this come closer to the truth I could not find at school or church. I was repeatedly drawn to the forest, where I could watch the flow of water for hours on end without getting tired or irritable. At this time, I did not yet know the water is the bearer of life, or the source of what we call consciousness. Totally oblivious, I let the water flow past my searching eyes, and only years later did I become aware that this running water attracts our consciousness magnetically, takes a piece with it, with a force that is so strong that one loses consciousness for a while and involuntarily falls into a deep sleep. And so gradually I began to play with these forces in water, and I gave up this so-called free consciousness and left it to the water for a while. Little by little, this game turned into a very serious matter because I saw that it was possible to release my own consciousness from my body and attach it to the water. When I took it back again, the consciousness borrowed from the water told me things that were often very strange, and so the searcher became a researcher who could send his consciousness on expeditions, so to speak. And this way, I found out about things the rest of mankind has missed, because they do not know that people are able to send their free consciousness everywhere, even where the seeing eye cannot look. This so-called sight practice with blindfolded eyes finally gave me ties to the secrets of nature, which I slowly began to recognize and understand in their own fabric. And in due course, it became clear to me that we human beings are used to seeing everything backwards and wrong. The biggest surprise, however, was that we human beings let our most valuable part drain off as useless, and from all the great intellectuality that flows through us, we retain only the crap. Victor Schauberger.
Water and its mysteries. And that's a wrap for today, fool. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.